If you're sick of hitting long drives and hitting perfect shots into those greens and then three putting, then today in this video we are talking exactly how you can set up to the putter. How many of you behind the camera or behind the screen have ever had a putting lesson? For me as a putting specialist, it's very rare that you see a high handicap golfer come for a putting lesson, or even a single figure handicapper, because all they're mainly bothered about is hitting those longer drives. And we all want to hit our drives longer, we all want to hit them straighter, and we all want to hit more greens. But once we're on here with this club, then we need to think about, what are we doing? How are we setting up to this to be consistent and hole more putts? But also, what expectations should you have? Because we want to stop you from three putting, and if we can just get rid of maybe 2 or 3 putts around, we're instantly dropping your scores, we're dropping your handicap, and we're getting you good at golf. And guys, if you're new to the channel, then make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to do just that and get good at golf. But let's talk about putting here now. So obviously, for me here, I've got a 8-foot putt here. And for me, how many times I see golfers come in here and they will just walk up to this, there's no real thought about it, and we'll see that right there. Well, it's gone a little bit further than I thought. It's a little bit left. Did I pull that one? Or maybe I lifted my head up on that one? Or did I actually decel? And we have no idea what we have done with that putter. And we want to see with our putter that when it is down at the golf ball, we should start to see a nice neutral stroke. So it should work a little bit in on the way back, then back towards the ball, and then neutral on the way through. But how many times we see people that get this putter working maybe out on the way back, and then around, and then a figure of 8, and then back through, and they don't know why that golf ball is not starting where they want to. So if we get over this golf ball and we start to see that stroke, if we start to see it move out and around and then back through, right, let's stop right there. How can we get that stroke going a lot more neutral? And we have to think straight away there, what are my arms doing and how am I holding this club? Because obviously the hands are in contact with the club, but also what are my arms doing? If my arms aren't connected to my chest, because we see a lot of people with our arms out here, and we can start to get a lot of deviation, we can start to get that putter working all the way, all around, not straight back and straight through as we would like to say. But if I can get my arms and my biceps squeezing towards my chest, then what we're going to be able to do is if I move my chest now, that putter will work back a lot more neutral and neutral on the way through. So I'm making sure that it feels more like a one-piece movement. So I'm just moving one piece, it's the chest rotating, that's going to keep that putter nice and neutral. So a good way for you to do this is if you were to stand there on the putting green and we're going to get your hands and we're going to turn your palms to the sky. That will then bring your biceps into your chest. If I then bring my putter in, we can have this up nice and upright, and then from there to get into our posture, all I'm going to do is bend forwards from the waist and let that putter sink to the ground. And you can see there, my arms are now matching the shaft, and from here, if I just rotate that chest, it's going to start to be nice and neutral. There's not much going on with that putter head, and we should be able to start that ball on line. So what I want to do then, if you're, again, any kind of golfer, whether you're a tour pro, let's start to test that. Let's get the ball lined up. Let's get into this posture again. Let's feel like, okay, I turn my palms to the sky, I bring my putter in, and I'm going to bend from the waist and just let that putter fall. From here, I'm now going to have a few practice swings. Again, just visualizing the distance and thinking about how hard or how long my backswing needs to be. Then I'm going to come in over that golf ball. I can then put a motion on there. We'll see that ball rolls nicely, but straight away there, because I've lined that up, I see that I've got the putter face square, I've got the pace good, but what have I got wrong there? And yes, it's the green read. It's something you probably never work on, but we can now start to think, right, I've done that now. I didn't read that perfectly, so I'm going to take a little bit more time on that green read. I know now that that ball didn't move, so I've lined that golf ball up. And again, my alignment aid on the top now will help me square that up nicely. And I'm going to make sure that I can get that ball starting on line. And we now know that this putt is a straight putt. So I'm going to come in here again, do my practice swings. And then we're going to come in and we're going to hit that putt. That ball's rolled end over end. And it just moved at the end. But you can see now I'm scaring the hole. But those 2 putts right there or tap-ins. That first one I hit now has left me a lot of work to do. So we can work on this. We've got the ball rolling better now. We can take our time with green reading, but that's a 2-putt. So if you've missed a green or if you've hit it on the green, we're out with a 2-putt. We've had a good chance and we now move on to the next hole. So if I'm now going to think about hitting a longer putt, so if I'm going to hit this one to the other side of the green, I need to think about what am I doing different, and how many times do I get people say, okay, what do I do different? I'm just going to hit it harder. But how hard are we going to hit it? We need to think about a precise way in which you can improve your distance control, because a lot of times you're going to be hitting it to this distance. If we're going to that back right one there, we've got around about 35 feet. This will be potentially a good shot from the fairway, but how do we now get out of there with 2 putts? And what I like to do is think about how you would throw this golf ball. So again, how would I throw this golf ball to that hole? And again, I'm going to be looking at my target. I'm going to have a couple of swings, and then I'm going to release that ball and see, right, okay, has that gone far enough? No, it hasn't. So I'd be able to then fix that pretty quickly. So I'd be able to get another golf ball there. I'd be able to go, okay, it needs a little bit more there. I'm going to visualize that. And you can see there, we're now improving that distance. And that would be just around about tour average. Oof, more golf balls appearing from nowhere. James Robinson on hand, like he always is. So from there, I'm inside tour average. So you've got to think about it again, expectations. From 35 feet, on average, a tour player is going to be within 10% of that distance. So if I'm 3.5 feet away, I've done a good job. But I'm going to bring in the same principle now of I'm going to line this golf ball up. We know it moves a little bit left to right. And I'm going to make some swings here, visualizing that distance. Straight in here now with that same setup. And you can see we've got that ball turning, and that's gone just past to around about 3 feet. So straight away there, I'm inside that tour average. But what have I done there? I've lined the ball up, I've got the read, the pace was a little bit firm, but I should be able to 2-putt, but I've done exactly the same setup. So again, I've thought about hands, palms to the sky, arms connected, and getting into that nice consistent posture. From that consistent posture, I can make a consistent putting stroke, so I can start to be consistent. Again, a couple of practice swings visualizing. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to hit that putt right there. Again, has it got a chance? It's had a chance, which is more than what we would take from here, but I should be able to go up and knock that in. And this is where we're going to obviously again lower your scores, because how many behind the camera and behind the screen again, how many 3-putts do you have? How many are you having on average? Is it 2, is it 3, is it 5, is it 6? I know a lot of people have a lot of 3-putts and it's not something they think about practicing, but here nice and easy, if we get our setup correct and we actually work on this, then we can start to become more consistent. We can hopefully start to lower your scores. And if we can do that, we can hopefully get you good at golf. That's 3 good chances at 2 putts. That's going to lower our scores. That's going to help you get good at golf, guys. And again, if you're enjoying the content, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon.